Hello, dear students. Today we are going to start our chapter number 5, which is related to grade 9. So I hope that all of you are doing well in your studies. Lecture number 1 we are going to discuss is electric current. What is electric current and the causes of electric current. So basically, what is electricity? Electricity in our daily life have various application, various uses. It is very important nowadays. Whatever you are seeing and whatever you are doing, it is because of electricity. So basically, electricity it have three major or four major type of application. That is for the purpose of light. We use electricity and for light, like for example tube light, lamp, flashlight, etc. And for the purpose of communication we use electricity like mobile phone, computer, TV, radio, etc. And for the purpose of heating or cooling our home, our rooms, we use electricity like for example for refrigerator, iron, oven. And for the even for the purpose of moving machines like cars, motors, drills, etc. So in every whatever you are seeing around you, it is all because of electricity. So what is basically electricity and why this phenomena happens? So basically electricity can be divided based on the basis of the passage of current. Materials are usually divided into two types: conductors and insulators. So materials through which electric current cannot flow are called insulators. Like for example, here you can see that insulators are those materials through which electricity cannot pass, like rubber, glass, oil, diamond, wood, etc. On the other hand, materials through which electricity can pass, these materials are called conductors. For example, silver, gold, copper, steel, seawater, etc. Most of the time, all metals, generally metals, they are good conductors of electricity. So why they are good conductors of electricity? Because if we analyze the internal structure of the conductors, usually the metals, they have 1, 2 or 3 electrons in their outermost shell. In conductors, the atomic structure of metals, they have usually 1, 2 or 3 electrons in their outermost shell. The second reason is that these few electrons which are present in the last shell, the distance between the nucleus and the last shell electrons, which are very few, these are very large. So because of this large distance, the force of attraction between the last shell electrons and the nucleus is very less. So because of less force of attraction between the electrons and the associated nucleus of each respective atom, what happens that the electrons, they come out of the structure of the bonding of the nucleus, and they they start living in the free spaces of between the atoms. On the other hand, insulators, what happens that the outermost electrons, they are large in number, and so they are held closely by the nuclear force of each atom. So generally all metals, they have 1, 2 or 3 electrons in their outermost shell. Moreover, there is a large distance between this valence electron and associated nucleus of each atom. So because of these two reasons, what happens, the less force of attraction, these valence electrons or last shell electrons, they accommodate or they start living in the free spaces between the atoms. So because of this, what happens that whenever in the free spaces between atoms, when the electrons are present, so when we apply an electric voltage, when we give electrical energy to these electrons, they start moving in a linear way. So when electrons flow, we call that actually the electric current is moving. Is that clear? So when we give a direction, when we give a energy, when we give when we are doing work on these electrons to start move, so what happens that these electrons, they start moving, and we say that actually the electric current is flowing inside a conductor. And normally these free electrons, they move from negative terminal, from negative side of the battery towards the positive side of the battery. So we can define electric current as the rate at which electric charge flows through a conductor. Okay, we know we have discussed that what is the meaning of rate. Rate is whenever we are measuring anything according to time, we call this rate. So when you measure the movement of electric current according to time, we call this rate. So it is the electric current is denoted by capital I and is measured in units of ampere. So electric current is equal to total charge, total moving charge over time. Mathematically we can write I is equal to Q over T. Unit of electric current is equal to unit of electric charge over unit of time. Definitely, so the unit of current comes out to be coulomb per second. From the equation of current we can also find the total charge by arranging the equation. We can also find the value of total charge by multiplying the current and time, or we can find the time by dividing the charge over current. So let's do some question. Question number 1. In 1 minute a total charge of 108 coulomb flows through a bulb when it is connected to a cell. Find the electric current flowing through the bulb. So we need to find the electric current flowing through the bulb. Here we know that the electric current is defined as the rate of flow of charge in a circuit. So, and the time given is 1 minute. We know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Keep in mind that when we are calculating the current value, here the time, you have to convert the time into second. Whatever time is given, whether it is hour or minute or whatever given, you have to convert the time always into second. So so the current is equal to Q over T. Rate of doing rate of movement of charge. So here charge is 180 coulomb divided by 60 seconds, which is 1 minute. So the after doing proper calculation, we get the value of current to be 3 ampere. Because the 0 will cancel with 0, so 18 divided by 6, it comes out to be 3 ampere. Question number 2. In an electric bulb, a current of 5 ampere flows for 1 hour. Find the amount of charge that has passed through the bulb. So definitely from the definition of electric current, we have current is equal to rate of movement of charge. So charge would be, by arranging this equation, we get the value of electric charge to be equal to current multiplied by time. So we know that here the value of current given, that is 5 ampere, and value of hour is given, that is 1 hour. So we know that in 1 hour we have 3600 seconds. So multiplying both the values, we get the value for charge to be 18,000 coulomb. Question number 3. How much time is required for the passage of 2 ampere current constituting means having or composing of 960 coulomb of charge. So here current is 2 ampere, electric charge is 960 coulomb, and time we need to find. So we, from the formula, from the equation of the electric current, we can arrange the electric current equation, and in this way T is equal to Q over I, putting the value in the formula, and after doing proper calculation, the time required is 480 seconds. Question number 4. What is the current in a circuit if the charge passing each point is 10 coulomb in 2 seconds, 20 coulomb in 40 seconds, 240 coulomb in 2 minutes? So definitely in the first part you have to find the electric current in all these 3 parts. So just need to write the formula of electric current and put the values. Doing proper calculation, we get the value of electric current to be 5 ampere. In the second, we have electric charge to be 20 coulomb and time is 40 seconds. So 20 divided by 40, it comes out to be 0.5 ampere. And in third part, we have charge of 240 coulomb divided by 2 minutes. We know that we have to convert the minutes or whatever hour into second. So 240 coulomb divided by 120 second, because 60 multiplied by 2, it comes out to be 220 second. Dividing 240 over 120, we get the final value to be 2 ampere. Question number 5. If the current in a lamp is 5 ampere, what charge passes in 1 second, 10 seconds and 5 minutes? So let's begin from the first portion. We know that the current formula is rate of flow of charge. So charge is equal to the product of current and time. Putting the value in the equation, 5 ampere multiplied by 1 second is equal to 5 coulomb. In the second, we can multiply 5 ampere with 10 second. 5 ampere with 10 second, it comes out to 50 coulomb. And in third part, we need to find we need to multiply 5 ampere with 5 minute. 5 minutes have how many second? 60 second multiplied by 5, so it comes out to be 300 second. 300 second multiplied by 5, it comes out to be 1500 coulomb. So I hope that you have understood the lesson. I hope that you have understood the lesson. Do study and do practice the questions. Stay happy and take care of self. Goodbye.